Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome to a new era here in Kansas City. The defending world champions, 95-67, won the division, reached the postseason, got our new contract extended, got our contract extended, and won a World Series, beating along the way the team that we open up with on opening day of year number 4, the Houston Astros. So not only did we win a world championship last episode, we made some interesting moves in the offseason, bringing in hopefully some guys that will help us defend our world championship. We brought in Freddie Peralta from Milwaukee, who came off of an 18-9 season with a 2.76 ERA, a 1.3 WHIP, and a 4.0 WAR. So, I mean, Freddie had a fantastic year. He is only a one-year rental, which is what I was worried about when we made the trade for him. But if he plays well enough, he's only 29, maybe we can make a move to bring him in. I have no idea exactly what the goal is going to be for him. We just have to kind of feel it out and see if he plays good enough to warrant an extension. We also brought in Logan Webb, and we don't have to worry about him being a one-year rental because we signed him to a 4-year deal. Now, Logan Webb could be moved to the deadline because he has not had a history of very good seasons in the simulation. This is obviously from real life, but he has not had very good seasons at all in simulation in San Francisco. Maybe he can turn it around in Kansas City. I don't know. He's got a lot of help around him, that's for sure. We'll see how he does in simulation, though. We still have our two quote-unquote aces. Obviously, our number one, who's Roki Sasaki, just had a fantastic year and a fantastic postseason as well. And then Brady Singer, who was right there with him. They were going punch for punch, blow for blow this season. Man, I keep coughing. Excuse me. They were going punch for punch, blow for blow this season. And Brady Singer's up for a new contract in the offseason. So that's going to be another interesting one. This offseason is going to be very interesting in terms of our star pitchers and what we need to do with them. And then we brought in a wild card kind of guy. Super young, high potential guy, Yuri Perez from Miami, coming off of a very rough season with his full time here in the bigs. 8-15, 4.96. I needed to bring in a guy that's still super young with super good potential because he's very cheap, but he's got a better chance than Asa Lacy to do something. So Yuri Perez was the guy. He wasn't overly difficult to get, but he still was pretty tough to bring in. But we did the trade. If you guys are curious about how I made any of these moves, go watch the off-season video last episode to see how I did it, because all of it is in that video. But I'm excited about the potential of Yuri Perez. I think that this was just rookie season jitters, and he's gonna get past it. He's gonna start to develop a little bit more. That A potential is gonna come into play. And he's freaking 6'8". he's freaking 6'8", one of the tallest pitchers I've ever seen in my life. So I think that we should be able to handle Yuri Perez's development. On the bullpen side of things, we obviously still have Asa Lacy, our young top prospect. Well, probably not top prospect anymore, but still young and developing, still giving him a chance. Josh Stallman and Dylan Coleman I was able to keep around because I just enjoy what they bring in. Not so much in simulation, but when we actually are playing the games and we call them out of the bullpen, I enjoy what they bring to the mound. Then our big signing in the bullpen was 32-year-old Jordan Romano, closer formerly for the Blue Jays. Had 47 saves last year, 57 the year before, coming off of some pretty solid seasons. And now he's going to be on our bullpen because obviously we have Camilo Duvall, all-star closer, who's going to be our guy for the future. And he's actually Jordan. Oh, I was going to say, I thought that Camilo Duvall was older than Jordan Romano, but that wouldn't have made sense. And then we still have Garrett Crochet, who we made a deal at the deadline for last regular season. At the trade deadline, we made a deal for him, and he pitched really well in his time here in the regular season, and then obviously in the postseason, he was really good. So I'm really happy with how the bullpen looks, and I'm even more happy with how the lineup looks because we've got ourselves Bo Bichette. We did have to get rid of Luis Arias, who, fun fact, was the very first trade that we made in Royals franchise. That was the very first trade that I made, was to get Luis Arias. Actually, we didn't get rid of him. He's right here. Wow, why did I must have had a dream that I traded him away. He's right here. I could have sworn that I traded him away. That must have been one heck of a vivid dream that he got traded away. Okay, so he's still here. Good news. He's still here. I'm glad that we didn't trade him away because I was upset that we did, but we didn't. That's funny. But we've got basically, if you look at their numbers, Bo Bichette is basically a more hard-hitting Luis Ariz. He's faster. He's got similar fielding and reaction arm strength numbers. He's got better contact, and he's got better power. So, well, I shouldn't say better contact. He does have technically better contact because both of his contacts are in the high 90s, and Luis's against lefties is only 82. So he technically does have better contact. But the main reason why we brought him in is because of his speed and his power. As a leadoff man, having that sneaky power like 75, 82 is really going to help us come postseason time. Something that Luis Ariz doesn't necessarily do a lot is hit home runs, which is not a bad thing. That's not his game. But Bo Bichette, that is most certainly a part of his game. 44 home runs, 32 home runs, a lot of driven in RBIs. I mean, this is the potential that we brought in for. Elliot de la Cruz stays at the number 2 spot in the lineup. He tended to play better when we had him here, so I'm hoping that that continues into season 4. And he will be playing second base for this season because we have Bo Bichette at shortstop, and we have our quote-unquote second leadoff man, Bobby Witt, down there at the number 9 hole. He will be playing third base. So we have a lot of moving around pieces in the infield, but we still got the same guys. Then we've got Juan Soto, MVP candidate every single season, had 40 home runs. No, not 40 home runs, 38 home runs. I was looking at his doubles. Had 38 home runs and 116 driven in last year. Hitting 590 slugging is absolutely insane. Along with 416 OBP and a 328 average. He had a fantastic year last year, so I'm just hoping he can continue that again. Still got Vinny Pasquantino at first base, holding it down. Love him. Teoscar Hernandez may not be here by the end of the episode. I do have a couple of trades that I took some time to think about, and I have them on my phone right now. So we will get into those in a second. But Teoscar Hernandez, his name came up in one of those trades just because he's making a little bit too much money. Not that he's not good, obviously. He's still pretty good, but he's just making a little bit too much money. Obviously, still here is the DH, Walter. 77 overall, C potential. He's kind of struggling, but he won Rookie of the Year last year in the American League. He had a fantastic year, 20 home runs, 65 RBIs. And that leads me to my new potential Rookie of the Year, Greg Quintana. One of our first draft picks we made. I think he was in year number 2 we made that draft pick. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, it had to have been year number 2 because he would have had all of year number 3 in AAA or wherever he was. And then now in year number 4, he's in the big leagues. So we've kind of bumped him up. And funny enough, he's the same overall as Walter, but he's got B potential, not C. So Greg hopefully will develop into a very, very solid player. He's got good speed. He's got good contact. He's a good all-around player. He's just very tiny at 5'7". We've got Byron Buxton still here, won a championship with us, and has a lot of years left on his contract that we're paying. But, I mean, for the production that he gives, maybe it's a good thing to keep him around. He is a little bit older at 32, but we'll have to see. Salvador Perez accepted his option, his player option, took the $20.5 million, understandable. But he just coming off of his second World Series championship with the Royals. I thought that maybe we'd get a retirement, but it looks like we aren't going to do that until maybe next season, which I'm kind of happy about. I'm glad that he's staying around. I do love Salvador Perez, and he's been very productive all of the seasons, all 3 seasons that we've played with him. I mean, look at these numbers. They're only going up. So he's been having some fantastic seasons behind the plate and at the plate. So he's been doing very, very well. And then obviously we got Bobby Witt, who had a really, really good year last year after year number 1 where he was out for basically the entire year. He's really come back and started to develop he's become the third baseman that we expected him to become. Well, the shortstop. But this year he's going to be playing third base. So that is our lineup 1 through 9. And this is how I want to have it, at least for right now. And then the bench, I mentioned Luis Ariz. I thought that we traded him, but obviously we didn't. He's still here. MJ Melendez, backup catcher / outfielder. Love MJ Melendez. We do have some new faces up in the big league club. We've got Brady House making his debut. His rookie season will beginning. And then we got Greg Quintana as well. Edward Olivares is still here, but might be involved in one of the trades I was talking about. And we have Luis Angel Acuna. 24 years old, B potential, 68 overall. I mentioned last season in the prospect showcase or the spotlight thing that Acuna has a good shot at getting called up for next season, which is now this season. So he's here. Acuna is here for some infield depth. He can play shortstop and second base. When one of these guys is tired, we can rotate around. And the good thing about all three of these guys is Ellie De La Cruz can play third, second, and short. Bo Bichette can only play short. But Bobby Witt can play short and third. And then having Acuna in there who can also play second and short gives us a little bit more depth, a little bit more flexibility around where we need to play these guys. And obviously Arise can play all the infield spots too. So except for, he can play first base. That's right. So he can play everywhere. So it's not a big deal there. That's what the roster looks like. That's the 28-man roster, 26-man roster, excuse me, for opening day. But let's talk trades. Let's talk trades, because the reason why I'm talking trades is if we go down to our budget, we have $1.66 million in available budget, and we are making negative $3.34 million in yearly deficit, projected yearly deficit. So we got to get those into the positive. And one of the ways that we do that is to make some trades with some guys that are on bigger contracts. And the first guy to go is going to be Alex Bregman. He just doesn't fit here anymore. We only brought him in to have him as a bat off the bench in the postseason, which he ended up being pretty solid for us. But now we have that in Brady House, and he's 10 years younger. So he's going to be on the chopping block along with a couple of young guys that we're just not going to fit into our scheme, like Jonas Figueroa, who we did draft a couple of years ago or maybe last year. I can't remember exactly, but he's just not going to fit in our plans with all this depth at all this depth at catcher. He's just not going to fit there. Man, I am choking like crazy. And then we have a starting pitcher who's obviously not going to be anywhere for us. He's already 29, he's 64. Ronald Bolanos, he's not in our plans. And that frees up about $12 million before we add the player. And the player is, you're all wondering, little drum roll, you're all wondering, who is it going to be from the Mariners? It is going to be, Sal Frelick. Sal Frelick, 25 years old. I mentioned in the offseason video how I really wanted Sal, and I think he could add some good depth to us. He's really good defensively, very fast. He could develop as a hitter as well because he's got potential. So Sal is on the team, but as you can see, we have a little bit more interest in that bar up at the top. We can get a little bit more. So I found this man right here, Tom Durbin, 70 overall, a potential closing pitcher who we could put in the bullpen if we need to. But that is going to be my first deal to ship out Alex Bregman to the Mariners. Bada bing, bada boom, we just freed up $10 million. Well, $9 million. And we got ourselves another closing pitcher, mainly for depth, but also for help in AAA and stuff. Got to have a closing pitcher. I can't speak either. I'm coughing and I can't speak. So that is our first deal, but that's not the only one. That is not the only one that we're going to be making today. We've got a few more. I got some things up my sleeve. We're going to be moving on from Edward Olivares, solid player, but his time has just run out. As you can see, he's barely played the last 2 years. He's just not fit in our scheme or fit what we're trying to do. So he's out of here. Tucker Bradley, just because he's old and bad. And then we go over to the third base side of things, and we've got Diego Garlobo, who I think we also drafted at some point, just isn't going to be anything for us. So that is him out of here. And I found a couple of decent players that could really help us out for the St. Louis Cardinals. It's going to be Babe Lance. He's got really good contact versus righties. He's young. He's got decent potential. And for the guys that I was trying to move on from, there wasn't really a lot of options. So I found this guy, and we need more depth at catcher, considering we just got rid of a catcher. So Babe is one of the guys that we're going to be moving on from, but he's not the only one we're going to add to the team. It's also going to be 29-year-old Genesis Cabrera, bringing in some more veteran depth at relief pitcher to help this team in the postseason. And funny enough, I didn't realize that I was going to have more trade value. When I took the picture of who we were going to be trading for, it was all done. So maybe I can even throw in somebody else. Oh, this is a development here. I didn't think we were going to have anything. Maybe we could snag somebody else with some decent potential who could end up turning out to be a stud for the Royals. You never know. Maybe it's Joshua Baez. It's not Josh. It could be Joshua Baez, actually. Maybe it's James Wood. Ooh, I kind of want it to be James Wood, if we're being totally honest. I really kind of want it to be James Wood or Joshua Baez. Either one of these guys would be phenomenal to have. But I think James Wood is the one that I want it to be. So it's, that means I have to change the trade a little bit. That means I have to change the trade. But who do I throw in instead? Who makes that much more of an impact? I don't know if we have anybody that does that. George Cruz obviously would do something. Oh, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it for James Wood, but maybe Josh Baez, because he's not really like that much more. There's got to be somebody that pushes this through. I'm very excited about Herbert Don, by the way. We drafted him this past draft. He's going to be in AAA for us. I'm very excited about him. Who do we try to send over here? Maybe we can't go for somebody like that. It's probably just too much value for what we're trying to get back, or for what we're trying to give up. So these two guys, they're lucky. They stay around for another season in St. Louis, at least for right now. Maybe I come back and try to trade for him in the later half, but maybe we try to go for somebody who's got B potential and doesn't really have a future in the Cardinals organization. No, not you. Maybe there's a starting pitcher that they don't like that much. Cyrus Brandt could be interesting. Or maybe Rafael Zapata. He's a 51 overall. I kind of like Cyrus Brandt a little bit better. So that doesn't make the trade go through. But what about if I give them Woody Sonnenberg? No. Rossi. Oh, Cyrus. He's not going to be able to get it done, is he? We're not going to be able to get Cyrus, I don't think. All right. I'll bite the bullet. I'll take this dude down here. Rafael Zapata. He gets it done. He's not going to really turn into anything, but you never know. That's going to be our trade. Headed to St. Louis. We get back some nice depth, and I like that deal a whole heck of a lot. I like it better now that we added another player to it. But we've got even more trades, and this one is the biggest one. Teoscar Hernandez is moving on to another team. But he's not alone, because we are throwing in a certain Sherten Apostle who's going along with him. And we are going to be adding our team some really nice players. If we go over to the Tigers organization and we go to right fielders, they've got a man named Eric Morales, who is an A potential top 50 prospect. I think he might actually be the top prospect in baseball. But he is the guy that we are getting. And you see how much value he had? That's how much value Teoscar and Apostle have. But look how much value Morales has. That's actually crazy. But he's not the only one we're going for. At least we're going to try to go for. I want Yoenis Armstrong. And I also want Keith Dell. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but we are going to absolutely give it our best shot. And it is if we throw in Shervin Newton. What about if I throw in Fletcher Woodard? It gets it done. Who else can I throw in to get some extra value? We have a couple catchers now since we added Babe that we don't need, like Stefan Guzman. But those two don't get it done, obviously. But Adrian Garcia does. Do I like Adrian Garcia? He's the same potential and overall as Babe Lance, but he's also 24 years old, so he's probably going to get moved on for some nice young depth. Bada bing, bada boom. Teoscar Hernandez is now in Detroit, and we've got ourselves Eric Morales. Oh, baby, baby, what a move. Those are all the trades that I'm going to make at the start of this episode. I just wanted you guys to be here for it. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of those trades. Do you like the moves that we made? Do you think that I should have kept Teoscar Hernandez or any of our other guys? I didn't give up any prospects that were valuable to us, and we got back some prospects that are going to be valuable to us. We're going to have Eric Morales in the big leagues this year. He is certainly staying up. He's good enough to stay up. We could have Zach Veen up here too, but we're not going to. We have a lot of guys in AAA, so we're going to move Keith Dell down to AA. Him and Fletcher Woodard will handle it, I should say. Sal Frelick will be up here. We will go to Acuna. He's probably going to have to stay up here because he has no more options, I don't think. That's why he had to stay up here in the first place. Matt McLain's also a guy that could be on the chopping block just because he's not developing. So he could be out there. Our third base depth is a little bit weak now. You can say that for sure. Our third base depth is a little bit weak. Maybe we make a move for somebody at the deadline. Or we could just move somebody over from shortstop because Matt McLain can play third base. So that's also a possibility. Second base depth is also a little bit shallow. Who do we want? I want actually Antoine Huerta to be in AAA. And then I want Danny Dietz to be in AA for another season. I know Danny Dietz is very good. He's a top prospect, but I just want the higher overall guy, the younger guy, to get a little bit more play time at the bigs. Well, not the bigs, but at the higher levels. Then Babe Lance will go. Well, he's 6'5" as a catcher? It's crazy. He's going to go down to obviously AAA. Actually, probably AA is where he'll be at for season 4. Let's move him down to AA. And then we got to move somebody else down. Colin Schneider can be in AA as well. Let's see. We probably have to move a bullpen arm now because we got a couple of those guys, didn't we? Or we got a starter. They probably have the starter up here. And they have Zapata actually in AAA. I don't hate that. Armstrong's in AAA. They got a lot of guys in AAA. But we probably have to move one of our bullpen guys down who has a option. All of them do. You know what? We just got Cabrera, so I'll move Josh Stalmett to AAA. I do enjoy Josh Stalmett, but we'll move him to AAA. We have Aroldis Chapman too, so don't forget about that. Okay, so now our new bullpen adds Genesis Cabrera instead of Josh Stalmett. And our new lineup adds Eric Morales, who is going to play right field for the big league club. Let's have him be our right fielder for the big league club. We could have Sal Frelick also play right field at times. That's also a possibility. But I want to see what we got in Eric Morales. So he's going to play right field for us. And let's see if I have everybody where I want them to. Do I want Morales to hit 5th? Probably not. I'll switch him and Walter, and then we'll have Eric hit 6th. We'll have Buxton hit 5th here. That's fine. I like those 2 DH spots. Although we have 3 lefties in a row. I don't 4 if you count Ellie De La Cruz. I don't really like that a lot versus the righties. So I think I'm going to have Buxton step up and hit 5th here. Then we move Walter down. I like that a little bit more. And then we have a little bit of separation here as well with the lefties. Okay, perfect. Just don't want all my lefties in one thing so that they can like strategize for bringing in a bullpen arm or something that can go against our lefties. I don't really want that. But that is the big moves of the episode, and that's probably going to be all the moves until maybe the deadline. Maybe we don't even do anything at the deadline. Guys, I guess it depends on how we're doing during the season. But those mainly were to free up our money. Now we have $19.5 million. Getting rid of that Teoscar Hernandez deal was very crucial. Very, very crucial. I don't hate Teoscar Hernandez. I don't even think he's a bad player. He was phenomenal for us. He served us well. He won a championship with us. He was our first big signing in the series. I love Teoscar Hernandez. I think he was a really good addition, but he just was costing a little bit too much money for the spot we're in right now. We're kind of in a mix of developing young guys and also going all in for another World Series, but it's fine. We'll be good. We'll be good. We got really good pitchers. We got a good lineup as well, and we've got Roki Sasaki on the mound against Christian Javier, opening day on the road in Houston. I hope you guys are excited. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Let's get this opening day underway and start year number 4. Start our defense of our World Series championship.
Is amped up, ready to get this season underway, as are we. Back with more in a minute. And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. Opening day baseball on the show. It's the Kansas City Royals taking on the Houston Astros. John Shambi and Chris Singleton with you. So the Kansas City Royals with lofty expectations this season, and why not? They're the defending World Series champs. Singy, it's become so hard in today's game to go back-to-back as champions. Why do you think that is?
Boog, I think it's because of the competition level and the parity that we're seeing in baseball. But yeah, you're right. It is very rare. The Yankees won 3 years in a row from 1998 to 2000, but over the next 20 seasons, nobody else was able to repeat. I think there's less of an imbalance at the top, and teams can compete by combining good internal development with smart, well-timed moves to bring in help from the outside. And once you hit the postseason, anything's possible.
First pitch coming your way next. Just about set to go now. And on the mound today, Christian Javier.
Well, the key for him usually centers around.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're kicking off year number 4 in style with Bo Bichette, the new addition to the Kansas City lineup, and he's blooping one into right field, and that will get right in front of the glove of Justin Tucker. Not Justin Tucker, Kyle Tucker. Too much Madden. Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker, one of the guys that I was curious about possibly bringing in. And Ellie De La Cruz, hopefully he'll be able to beat this double play. 99 speed, get there, Ellie. He just beat the double play. That's not a good start, especially when I knew the ball was coming in that spot. I got to do better at swinging on better timing there. But Ellie De La Cruz is on base, and you know what that means. That means stolen base galore. So this is a take for Juan Soto and an easy stolen base for Ellie De La Cruz. That's how you do that. That is how you do that. It's number 1 of hopefully 70 for Ellie De La Cruz this season, but he's probably not going to get it. Simulation stolen bases barely ever happen, even for the fastest guys in the league, which they should probably fix, especially if you have high stolen base stats. You should probably steal a lot of bases in simulation, but it's not. I didn't make the game, so can't be mad at it. Juan Soto trying to win an MVP with the Kansas City Royals. He got close last year. I thought he had it. I really did. We were trying our best to get him that MVP. He just would not win it. But he played really well regardless. And he's going to get his first RBI of the year as he smokes that down the right field line. Tucker gets it. I'm not going to send him 2, even though he probably would have made it. But that's a big-time dub for the Royals, going up against the team that we beat to get to the World Series. We beat the Astros in the ALCS to get to the championship game, to go up against, who'd we play in the World Series? The Dodgers? I think we played the Dodgers. And we swept them, didn't we? Or we played 5 games? I can't remember exactly how many games it took to beat them, but we beat them. I don't think it took 7, did it? Did it take game 7? I honestly don't remember if it took game 7 or not. I know the Mets World Series title that we just won recently took 7 games, but I can't remember that one. I don't think that one did. We got our first run in it regardless. My memory is bad. But we got our first RBI of the season with a Juan Soto grounder past the first base line, and there he is, the ace of this organization, or at least 1A, Roki Sasaki. He really shined in the postseason last year. Really played well. Soto picks up the ball, throws it to second base, 71 speed, not good enough. Soto guns him down. Altuve trying to get a little greedy, going from first to second. Chas McCormick grounds out to Bobby Witt. That's going to be out number 2. We're starting out pretty darn good. Yordan Alvarez, always a threat to hit a home run every single time he's at the plate. So I don't want to say necessarily pitch around him, but we got to be careful with him. He is on home run watch. He's got 198 total home runs in his career, looking for home run number 199, but he won't get on that at bat. Pasquantino, good defense, steps on the bag, 1-2-3 inning to start the season for the Astros. And here he is, one of the new additions, another potential rookie of the year, Eric Morales, a potential 70 overall, and his first ever swing as a Royal is a blooper can of corn to Ryan McMahon, not Chas McCormick. But here is the Rookie of the Year, the defending American League Rookie of the Year, Walter. And if you're curious why I only call him Walter, it's because I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, and I don't want to offend anybody, so I just call him Walter. It could be Bike, it could be Bake, it could be something else. I have no idea. But I just call him Walter. And I think Walter, one-name players are always a fun thing, so having one-name Walter, I like it. And he won Rookie of the Year, so he's goated. But if you're ever curious why I just call him Walter, that's why. Not because I think it's a good thing to call him just by his first name, but just because I can't pronounce his last name, so we just call him Walter. Salvador Perez, the veteran, the grandpa of this locker room, of the dugout here. We're going to try to get him back-to-back championship, get him his third championship before he sets his sights on retirement. Now, he could be on his this could be his retirement tour. That could very well be a thing. I don't know if he's going to retire after the season. His contract is up. I will extend him. I'll give him another contract for a few more seasons if he decides to stay around, but I highly doubt that he will stick around until a new contract comes around. With Votto, he stuck around because we paid him that extra money because he wasn't ready to retire when his contract was up last season with the Reds. So that's why he stayed around until I think I gave him a 2-year deal for like $7 million apiece. And he played that contract. He played those 2 years and then retired. So I think he should retire. Salvador should this offseason. But if he doesn't, I'll give him another contract. Hopefully it'll be a little cheaper. But we'll give him another contract. And we'll keep him on the roster as the catcher, or if he starts to drop severely in overall, as the backup catcher, until he ends up giving his career. He's earned that right. He's a 2-time champion. He's an all-star. He's an all-time Royal. He's probably a Major League Hall of Famer at this point. So we'll give him that right to do what he wants. We'll have to see. Bobby Witt, 9-1-2 to lead off the top of the third against Christian Javier. Very good young pitcher. Actually, he's not super young. Is he like 27 now? In real life, I think he's like 25, 26. I can't remember exactly, but he might be like 28 at this point, 29. Bobby Witt leads off with a nice single, and it's basically when Bobby Witt and Elliot De La Cruz are on base, it's basically a guaranteed steal, at least to second. So we're going to take that pitch. Bobby Witt, easy steal. I could have had something with Bo Bichette, but maybe I would have grounded it. You never know. But now that we got Bobby Witt on second, we got a runner in scoring position for Bichette. Show everybody why we brought you in and why it wasn't a mistake to sign Bo Bichette to this big contract we gave him. He realized he wanted to go play in Kansas City, wanted to get out of Toronto, wanted to go play for a winner, wanted to go win a championship, and that's what we are now. We are a winning organization. Javier delivers the 2-2. Bichette sends that to the left field wall. And Yordan Alvarez with his big body will stick that glove up there and deny it extra bases. That's annoying. Okay. I wish that left field wall wasn't so big, because if that was like Coors Field or Great American or something, that ball probably travels out of here. But we're in Houston, where it's hot and humid, even in April. I guess technically we're in March still. Oh, Ellie, I got underneath that. I'm sorry, Ellie. I didn't want to get underneath that too much. That's upsetting that I got underneath that. I didn't really want to. Okay. All right, no big deal, no big deal, no big deal. Juan Soto. He's already got the 1 RBI. Can he add a second? I would really like if he did. Soto. Oh, he tried a similar thing to last time he was up, but this time the first baseman was ready for it. That's annoying. Jeremy Pena leads off the bottom of the third. Sasaki's had some pretty solid innings to start this game, and he starts this inning with a strikeout as well. That's what, number 4? Number 4 for Roki Sasaki. He's only at 38 pitches now. He is dealing, going up against a young prospect in Corey Lee, the future behind the plate for the Astros. At least I think he is. And Bo Bichette makes his first play as the shortstop. Love to see that. Scott Schreiber steps up. He's the first baseman for the Astros, and he sends it to deep center field, but Buxton is right there to make the grab, and the Astros cannot get anything going against Roki Sasaki. He's wheeling and dealing. Top of the fourth, Pasquantino leads off, and Pasquantino will fly out to left field. Not much around that one. I had good timing, but not a whole lot else on that one. That's okay. Byron Buxton. 1-1 to him. Not swinging at that. Come on, Javier. Give me a little bit more enticing pitch than that. Give me a little bit more enticing pitch. You know you want to. There you go. There we go. Byron Buxton sends that to center field, but it doesn't have the carry on it. That died very quickly. What's the timing on that? What's the good old timing on that? Just late. Okay. Just late on the timing. I can deal with that. Eric Morales trying to get his first career hit as a Royal, and maybe of his entire career. I don't know if they played him last year. I don't think they did. But he grounds out. And we go bottom four with Jose Altuve. He led off with a single that turned out to be he tried to extend to a double and got out. So we'll see if we can just get him out regardless here. Try to strike him out with the two-seamer. He fouls that off. We'll go with the slider. It's been pretty deadly today, and it continues to do so. Strike three on Altuve. He goes down to lead off the fourth. That's number 5 for Roki Sasaki. And Chas McCormick just stares at a fastball, throws him. I didn't even realize it was a 2-strike count. But that's strikeout number 5, I think, right? Or 6 for Sasaki? I didn't read what the thing said. Here comes Yordan Alvarez. And Yordan got a nice piece of that two-seamer. But he sent it foul. We'll give him the splitter. Hardly know her. He fouls that off as well. I don't want to send a slider in there. That is for sure. That's the last thing I want to do against Yordan. So we'll make him grounded to second base. Ali De La Cruz. Is that my fault? I like Morales' glove, though. Is that my fault that did I have him not in the right spot? I thought for sure that I had him in the right spot. Maybe that's just the unfamiliarity with the position. Ellie doesn't normally play second. He can play it, but that doesn't mean he plays it. He's familiar with it. We do strike out Kyle Tucker, so nothing happens. But was that my fault? Leave it in the comments. Was that my fault or was that Ellie's fault? I thought I had him lined up perfectly for the ball, but I guess not. Walter leads off, and Walter's got himself a first base leadoff single. Oh, if he was faster, I'd go too. If he was a little faster, I would have went two there because Kyle Tucker rolled. But that's okay. Leadoff single for Walter. And now we got Salvador Perez. They gave me some pretty good pitches last at-bat with Perez. I just missed them. And I wouldn't be surprised if Salvador has another all-star caliber season and is the starting catcher for the American League this year. And that's a double play. None of them are fast enough. Actually, Walter's fast enough because he had a better get-off than Salvador did. But that's a fielder's choice. Gets Walter to second for Bobby Witt, the quote-unquote second leadoff man. Can he get his first RBI? I'm sending Walter, 26 speed on the center fielder. Get there, dig, 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 dig. He's got it. Bobby Witt, RBI number 1. And that is a 2-0 lead for the Kansas City Royals. Can Bo Bichette add to it? Why'd I swing at that? The world may never know. I think it was super late. Super late. Let me see the timing on it. Yeah, too late. I didn't want to swing, but then I did swing. You know the feeling. Ellie De La Cruz. Oh, I popped that. That might be gone. Get over. Get over. Ellie De La Cruz. A 2-run shot to right field. Line drive homer. Santa Maria. First home run of the season by any Royals player, and it comes from Ellie De La Cruz. Not what I expected, but he just strong-armed it out of here. And I will take it. 4-0 here in Houston. That is not the guy that I would have picked. Maybe Juan Soto or Bo Bichette or Bobby Witt, somebody like Vinny Pasquantino, somebody other than Ellie De La Cruz. He would have been low down the list. Not because he can't hit home runs, just because I haven't been able to hit any with him. The other guys I've at least been able to hit home runs, well, except for Bo Bichette. I haven't got the opportunity to. But the other guys I've at least hit home runs with in games. I don't think I've ever hit one with Ellie in this series, but now I did. And that will end the inning with a Juan Soto grounder to first. But Roki Sasaki now has a 4-run cushion to continue his dominance over the Astros. Maybe the Astros have found their kryptonite, and it's Roki Sasaki, because he pitched really well when we needed to in the ALCS against the Astros. Oh, but I spoke too soon. Ryan McMahon gets the splitter in the middle of the plate and sends that to center field for a home run. That's a powerful shot, and that is the first home run given up by Sasaki this year, and that's more on me than it is on him. I kind of left that splitter in the middle of the plate. So that's not necessarily Roki's fault. I still think he's had a tremendous outing here, and he'll continue to come out there as long as his energy is good. Until maybe the 7th, I'd say. I'd give him the 6th for sure. Maybe even the 7th, I don't know, depending on what's his energy looking like. It's still about halfway, so he's still looking pretty good. And his pitch count is not horrible either. Striking out Jeremy Pena, former World Series MVP. He's got 8 strikeouts on the day, and he's thrown about 80 pitches. This will be his 80th pitch. And he struck out Corey Lee, so... I mean, Roki Sasaki's doing just fine in my book. Roki Sasaki is doing just fine. It was my fault, the home run, not his. And they do pull Christian Javier at the top of the 6th. They bring in TJ Antone, former Cincinnati Red, among other places, maybe Detroit as well. Don't know for sure. I just know him from Cincinnati. But Vinny Pasquantino gets a leadoff single to start the 6th. Good stop. Good stuff. Love to see it. And now we got BB Byron Buxton. Let me take a sinker yard. That was not the sinker I wanted to take yard. I was not prepared for a sinker up in the zone, that's for sure. I was predicting down low, and he gave me what I wanted. I wanted a sinker, but I wanted it a little bit lower than he gave it to me. The slurve goes way out of the plate, way off the plate, and that is a 2-2 count. Unfortunately, Vinny is not the fastest guy in the world. He's only got 24 speed, and he's not going to get anything. Double play. That's a rough way to begin the 6th. Rough way to begin the 6th. Okay. We'll continue. We're still working on Eric Morales, trying to get ourselves our first hit with him. Oh, here it is. This is it. Eric Morales right into center field past the umpire, and that might be his first career hit. I'm going to stay around to see if it is. Is that his first career Major League hit? It is. Eric Morales, his first Major League hit, comes in the 6th inning on opening day against the Astros. And look at that. We're going and getting the ball back. Good job, Vinny. Go get that ball back. Put it in his locker. Put it in his locker. That's his first career Major League hit. Now we're just waiting on his first career RBI, his first career home run, all that good stuff. He's got 81 speed. You know what? 90 steal. I'm going to take a base with him. Oh, it doesn't matter because it's a walk for Walter. So that's runners on first and second, 2 outs. And we've got ourselves Salvador Perez at the plate with a 1-1 count. Salvador. Oh, I didn't get enough of it at all. I didn't get near enough of it. I just basically chopped it to the ground. That's upsetting. I'm going to let Roki go into the 6th. He's got 84 pitches now. He's got about 8 or 9 strikeouts. He's sitting very good. Only allowed the 1 run. And it was because of my stuff, not his stuff. 2-2 to McCormick. Or Schreiber, not McCormick. Schreiber. He fouls off the slider. We'll give him another slider. There it is. Another strikeout. They say he went around. I don't know about that, but... Well, I guess they called it in the zone as well. That was kind of out of the zone, though. Altuve stares at a fastball. Can we get another strikeout? He's only 98 hits shy of, what was that, 2,500? Is that what it was? I didn't read it too much. But we struck him out anyway. It doesn't matter. And Sasaki goes against McCormick. Now we're going up against McCormick, not Schreiber. And we'll see if we can get him out with the slider as well. 3 straight strikeouts. It won't happen, and it won't even be a 3rd straight out. That ball gets past Pasquantino. Elliot de la Cruz gets to the outfield, and McCormick survives. I think this is going to be, yep. Alvarez, 2-run shot to make this a 1-run game. I was gonna say this is gonna be Roki's last inning regardless, but now it definitely is. That's unfortunate that I let that home run go. I think that's also on me for placing that fastball where it went. But that's a strikeout on Kyle Tucker. I think Roki Sasaki ends with maybe double-digit strikeouts, maybe 11. Oh, that's unfortunate that Alvarez got a good pitch like that. John Brebbia will come in relief for TJ Antone here to start the 7th. We will schedule Genesis Cabrera, the new Royal. Might as well get all of our new Royals involved, at least the ones that we can. We'll have him scheduled to come in bottom 7. And Bobby Witt, what was I swinging at there, Juice? Come on, figure it the F out, man. What was I swinging at there? We have 15 top 100 prospects. A lot of those, well, not a lot of those, but a few of those were added just before this game. We added a couple, at least 2 or 3 top 50 prospects. So we have a good farm system. That's nice. We have a very, very good farm system, which in turn can help us in the future of this series, or it can help us in trades to get really good guys for the right now, not the future. I don't know how Ellie De La Cruz didn't beat that throw out, though. 99 speed, you don't beat that throw. Genesis Cabrera, we get to see him for the first time as a Royal. And he's going to have Ryan McMahon beat the shift. That's a leadoff single. Okay. We got to play a little bit more safe here. The Astros are right in this game. It's 4-3. So we got to play a little bit safer than we had been with Sasaki. And that's ball 4. That's brutal. Jeremy Pena has struggled a little bit. We're going to warm up Crochet and Dylan Coleman just in case. It's a 1-1 count to Jeremy Pena. He's got it back up the middle. That's a tie ball game. 34 speed. Byron Buxton sends it home. He's going to beat it easy. Tie ball game. Genesis Cabrera, what has happened? You've come in and blew this game away. Did we make the wrong decision adding you to that trade? No, it's opening day. We don't need to get that brutal on him. That's going to be an out, though. That's lucky. Bobby Witt does a good job playing that hot corner. 1-1 count to Schreiber. If we could get a double play, that'd be brilliant. And that might be what happens. De La Cruz to Bo Bichette on to Pasquantino. Double play, but the Astros tied it. The Astros tied the game. They bring in Brandon Bielak? I don't know how to pronounce that name. But they bring him in, and they are going to try to keep this all tied up. And I thought I just gave us a 1-run lead with Juan Soto. That felt really good off the bat too. We're gonna schedule Garrett Crochet to come in for the 8th. I feel more confident with him than I do with Genesis Cabrera at this point. But we got 3, 4, and 5. We got to score a run. We got to score 1 run. Pasquantino into right field. Tucker will not be able to make the play. Lets it bounce in front of him. It's a 1-out single. Do we think about pinch running? We have some speed on the bench. Do we think about pinch running? Because we have a Rise who can come in and play first base for us if we need to. Very interesting. Oh, it's not going to matter because freaking Byron Buxton pops that up to shortstop. Okay. 2 outs in the inning. Now it really doesn't matter if we have a pinch runner or not. It's Eric Morales, the rookie. Just got his first career hit in Major League Baseball last at bat. This is a big spot for the rookie to be in already, and he might have lived up to it. Oh, my God, Eric Morales. Oh, my God, Eric Morales. Oh, my God, Eric Morales. Santa Maria. Oh, my God, Eric Morales. I can't say anything else. Oh, my God, Eric Morales. I just said that this spot might be too big for the young rookie. But he said, nah. It's not too big. Give me the bat. And he sends it over the left field wall with authority. Good catch by that fan, though. Eric Morales, his first career Major League home run, and the boys are messing with him. Look at the celebration, all the smiles on the faces. He just got here. He just unpacked. He hasn't even officially unpacked his bags. And he has hit a home run and maybe given the Kansas City Royals a win on opening day. Now, that's very frustrating for one thing. Roki Sasaki's not going to get the W. It'll be Genesis Cabrera if it stays like this. Genesis Cabrera will get the W, which is kind of upsetting, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Sasaki deserved this win, but we kind of blew it there in the seventh. Eric Morales, man. How have I hit a home run with Eric Morales in his first ever time being a Royal, and I still haven't hit one with Walter? Walter hit 20 in his rookie year last year, all in simulation. I still haven't hit one with Walter. I'm desperate for a home run with Walter. I'm trying my best. Salvador Perez with a double. Look at the boy smiling. He's still happy to be playing baseball. Especially because he's just coming off of a championship. They bring in Brian Abreu, who I do enjoy. 1-1 count, 2 outs in the inning for Bobby Witt, and Bobby will bloop that over, and that's 2 more runs. And I'm sending him to second. That's a little nonchalant from Yordan Alvarez. Can't be having that when you got Bobby Witt on the base pass. He clears the bases. We've got ourselves a 4-run lead. What an 8th inning for the Royals. And the best moment of the entire game so far has been Eric Morales with the home run, the first career. He got his first career hit and home run in this episode. Absolutely insane. Ellie De La Cruz, he's 1 for 4, but that one is a home run. Ooh, good pitch. Good slurve from Brian Abreu on Ellie De La Cruz. 1-2 count, 2 outs, runners on the corners. Ellie De La Cruz fouls it off. I think I fouled it off because I pulled the PCI very low. I thought that was going to be a slurve or something. He threw the slurve on the first pitch. I thought he'd go back to it. He goes to the fastball. That's going to get down in front of Kyle Tucker. I'm sending my man to third. If he was smart, he would have sent that to second and got Ellie De La Cruz out, but he doesn't. And De La Cruz with a double and a home run today on opening day. It's starting to get ugly here in Houston. This is what a championship team does. We kind of struggled, but we're knocking the rust off. We're knocking the rust off. It's game 1. It's literal game 1. So we're knocking that rust off. We're getting comfortable. But this is what a championship team does. We rally and we win ball games that we probably shouldn't. We arguably shouldn't win this ball game. But 9-4, we're bringing in Garrett Crochet. He might go 8 and 9. I don't know. Depending on how quick of an inning he has. He's got 1, 2, 3. He's got the top of the order, but he struck out the 1. Altuve again cannot get anything going. The only time he really got something was in that first at bat when he tried to extend a single into a double and got thrown out. McCormick has a full count now after the fastball. Here comes the circle, and he doesn't go after it. It was a rough location. And Yordan, I hate you. I hate going up against the Astros for him alone. Pasquantino, tough angle. On to first, and Bichette sails it over, and that's going to be a double. Well, not a double, but Alvarez will go to second. I kind of pump faked on accident. I don't know how I even did it. And then when he did end up throwing it, it was just sailed in. Kyle Tucker makes me pay. It is 9-6 in Houston. Wow. I didn't realize that was a bad pitch. I thought I put that in a decent spot. I guess not. And now we are going to have to see. We are going to have to see our closer, Camilo Duvall, in today's episode. I didn't think we were, but Kyle Tucker made that a possibility. Unless, obviously, we score a run or two in this inning, in the top of the ninth. That's also a possibility. Pasquantino, 1-1 count on Abreu. Abreu, you never know, could be on my target list for the deadline. If we need a solid relief pitcher for the postseason to add to this bullpen that's already pretty stacked as is, Abreu could be. Is that going to be gone? Pasquantino home run? Vinny Pasquantino home run. Right center field, or maybe just right field. But that is a home run for Vinny. I haven't done that many times this series. I haven't hit a home run with Vinny Pasquantino. Oh, wait, hold on. Santa Maria. Home run. And they pull Brian Abreu for Hector Neris. And now we don't really even need to see Duvall. So we're going to sit him down, and I'm going to warm up our new addition, Jordan Romano. We're going to sit down Dylan Coleman. And we're going to warm up our next new addition. We've seen so many new additions. We're going to see our next new addition, Jordan Romano. 10-6. I'm feeling a little bit more confident with the space now. It's 4 instead of 3. I can't figure it out with Buxton right now, though. That's another missed opportunity. They have us projected to win 96 games this year. That's nice. I like to see that. And here he is, the man of the hour. A single and a home run today, but the home run, not only was it his first career, but it was also a home run that allowed us to open the floodgates, and he just beats the throw after it bounced off Neris and went in the infield. He just beat the throw with 81 speed, and it's a 1-1 count to Walter. Unless this is just a meatball, I'm going to steal a base with him because we were trying to do that last time. Oh, they pitched out. Get there. He's going to get there. He's also got his first career stolen base. Eric Morales is a stud. I think we got ourselves a good one, boys. I really do. I think we got ourselves a steal in that Teoscar Hernandez deal. He may only be 70 overall, but he is playing a lot better than a 70 overall right now. That is faux show. Unfortunately, Walter's perfect day at the plate goes away. He's now 3 for 4, and that's the second out of the inning. Salvador Perez had a double. He's probably pretty gassed after that. But can he score an RBI? Salvador to left field. I'm sending him around. Morales will come home, and that'll be 11-6. Perez gets an RBI. Oh, man, this Royals team is fun. I love it. I love this Royals team. We've built such a good one. We've got danger at every single position. Everyone, that was a great play by the third baseman, but not a great throw. I mean, he was throwing from his knees, so no surprise. But it was a great play to keep it from going extra bases. But we've got anybody in this lineup is dangerous. 1 through 9. Anybody could go off and have a huge day. And that's what I love to see. And we've got a great 1 through 5, or at least on paper we have a great 1 through 5. We'll see how they do in simulation. We've got ourselves Jordan Romano to finish out this game. 11-6. It's 2-2. 3-2 now on Renfroe. I think I walked Renfroe last time he was up. I might have. But a home run. Okay. Man, this Astros team sucks. I hate them so much. I just hate them, hate them, hate them. 1-2 count to Jeremy Pena. Strike 3. Got him out. Easy. Absolutely easy. Corey Lee got a 2-1 count to him. And he grounds out that fastball. Let's see if we can get him on a slider. We can. Pasquantino. Fields throws on to Romano. Bad throw. And that's going to be a 2-bagger for Corey Lee. Bad throw from Vinny Pasquantino. That's the second time we've had that happen. 1-1 to Schreiber. Let's go slider. Okay, we're getting a little scary here. 3-1 now. Come on there, Romano. We paid you a lot of money to come in. Be a good player for us. That's going to be 8-11. I wonder why we're throwing the ball and we're making errors. We don't usually make errors like that. But we've done 2 in today's game. Altuve just can't seem to figure it out at the plate today. That's another strikeout. I don't know what it is with him. He just can't figure it out. And now McCormick is the last chance for the Astros. He'll ground out to Elliot Cruz, who goes on to second. Bo Bichette. And the Royals take opening day. You love to see it, but that was a little scary there at the end. A little scary at the end. But I'm loving this team, man. I love this team. We've got so much potential, and we've got so much talent in this roster. Elliot Cruz gets player of the game. Cabrera gets the win, even though he probably doesn't deserve it. It probably deserves to go to Roki Sasaki, who went 6 good innings. But whatever. Big-time W's. Now we get to see Freddie Peralta. We'll see if he gets a W against the Astros. We start with a 4-game series against the Houston Astros. That's pretty crazy. We also got to start scouting here pretty soon. We lost the game. Cabrera gets a loss. That's not good. We also lost that game as well. Uh-oh. Okay, it's early. It's early. Do we need to... Hold on. Do we need to work on our scouting? Oh, I can't change our scouts, can I? Oops. Okay. We've got decent scouts. We've got a good guy for position pitcher, or for position players. We've got a good guy for pitchers, and we've got a good guy for all around, I guess. So we're fine. Let's scout a position player. We're obviously going to be picking late in the round because we won the championship, so we don't have to focus on any of these guys at the top of the board, but we can focus at guys like this. Who are you? Darren Sears. Yes, please. I want to know about you. And then this guy is a pitcher, so we will scout a pitcher that's late down the board that has hopefully some good potential. Maybe like, who's a good pitcher? I don't want a relief pitcher necessarily. Maybe John Elam. Let's scout him. And then our third guy, Philip Marquez, is kind of an all-around guy, but he's more towards position guys. And there was a first baseman down the board that I was curious about. Where's he at? Here he is. Gil Garcia. Let's scout him too, because he looks pretty darn good for his futures. This looks like it could be a good class, even down the board. I mean, we're in the late 20s, and there's some pretty good players here. But we'll see as we scout further if they're actually going to be as good as what they say right now. Let's, wow. 1-3 start? Really? Logan Webb's the only starter who's lost a game so far, but that is not a good start to the year. We do take 2 against the Rangers so far. That's a good bounce back. Can we sweep them? We can't, and we also lost against the Astros again. Okay, I'm getting a little worried here. Lacey took a loss as well. We are 3-6, last in the division, and we have another scouting day. So it looks like Elam is a pretty decent player. We definitely want to learn a little bit more about these guys. Man, I'm getting a little bit terrified here. Just slightly terrified. Can we get some victories? Okay, we took 2 or 3 against the Blue Jays, but we got swept by the Astros. We cannot beat the Houston Astros unless I'm playing. That's kind of scary. We're 6-9, nice. We know 95% on Darren Sears, and he doesn't look as good. Actually, his overall and potential aren't amazing, but his ratings are not horrible. He looks like he could be a good contact guy. But we are going to change him out for somebody new that's deeper down the board. So maybe like a Jesse Adams, it could be. All these guys are relief pitchers that have the good overalls and the good potentials. It's kind of annoying. There we go. Charlie Taylor. Let's scout. Let's switch him and scout him. We'll keep scouting these 2 guys just because I want to find out for sure how good they are. And then I think we'll play this final game against the Royals, or against the Twins, because that is Jackie Robinson Day, right? April 15th is Jackie Robinson Day, I'm pretty sure. Whatever it is, we need to win, and we need to sweep the Twins. We've gotten back up to the top of the division, at least. That's good. The Tigers and the White Sox have struggled. And so have the Twins. No surprise there. But next episode will be Brady Singer versus Yamamoto. We'll be on the road again. We'll get a home game pretty soon, but we'll be on the road. I think this is Jackie Robinson Day, if I'm not mistaken. April 15th, I'm pretty sure it's Jackie Robinson Day. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it is. But this is going to be our game for next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We need to have a bounce-back month of April and not get swept by a bunch of teams. That is for sure. We're 8-10 right now. Kind of a slow start as the defending champs, but we got a lot of baseball left to play. We'll see how we do in simulation the rest of the year. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.